Well, the bright lights of the Las Vegas Strip are just shining in the distance. And the NASCAR Cup Series, all bets are off this weekend as we head to Sin City. Hi, everybody. I'm Alex Weaver, and welcome to Friday's edition of NASCAR Daily. We finally made it to the end of the work week, and it's time to go to a place where they say that secrets stay. What happens in Vegas stays in Vegas, but not for us because our drivers are hitting the racetrack. And Las Vegas is a risky spot, but this is also a time where our drivers and our teams figure out what they have on a mile and a half, which is the bread and butter of our sport. And pit road at Las Vegas is a tricky, tricky place. So, here to break down everything you need to know about pit road at Las Vegas Motor Speedway is Rocco.
Yeah. Week number 2, NASCAR Daily. So excited to be with y'all again to talk pit stops. Last week was a great race. Christopher Bell pulled off the three-peat. Like we said it was going to happen. I feel like we're psychic. At the end of the day, these pit stops matter at our first mile and a half racetrack on our circuit, and we go to a lot this year. Let me show you how these teams running in the top front manage their track position on pit road. 4 tires and fuel, that's the main call at a track like Las Vegas. But when you come down pit road, you can do 4 tires and fuel on a green flag stop and a yellow flag stop. And both of those have different impacts on your track position. I want to show you what a 4-tire no-look pit stop looks like. This is elite teams only. To be able to have the camaraderie and the muscle memory to do your stop. As you see, Alex Bowman, he comes in perfect, but watch the jack man violently snack the jack from the right side, go to the left, put on a left side tire, boom, drops the car without even looking. There is no time to even check off to see what they're doing on the front or on the rear. As soon as he puts the tire on the left front, immediately goes to the jack and drops it off. That is the only way that you can successfully pull off an 8-second stop. Next, we have the 4-tire checkoff stop. Running in the top 5, the mistakes are magnified, and there is a larger margin. You must complete a pit stop 1 second faster in order to overtake a car running in the top 5. As we see Christopher Bell and his team, Darrell jacks up the right side. You'll notice that the tire carrier makes a right side adjustment. That's going to slow him down. So on the left side, as Darrell jacks up, put his tires on, he checks off with the left front before he drops it. That check off is what mitigates tires from falling off and mistakes on pit road and running up front. You must have that in mind. So those are the 2 versions of the 4-tire pit stop that you can do on yellow and green flags. The no checkoff, you must have a lot of team camaraderie and you must have muscle memory to the point where you trust your teammates to do what they're supposed to do so you can drop that car without looking. The second version, more safer, more calculated, that's the stop that you do when you have more to risk, especially when you're running up front. All pit crews aren't created equal, so each pit crew does it their own way. All right, I'm not done. We've talked about pit stops and managing track position. Let's talk pit stall selection and why pit stall 6 is my turning point in this race. Whoever gets pit stall 6, they have a higher chance to win this race. The 24, the 20, and the 5 usually pick that box no matter if they get the pole or not. The first pit box has been known to be very slick. Las Vegas in general is very slick. Very slick for crew members running around the car and for drivers trying to exit their pit. There's been a lot of times when the pole winner has forgone and have not picked up that first pit box and regulated to pit box 6. It's an easy entry and exit, as well as the fact that you won't slide getting out of your box. The cheat code that I'm giving you to watch out for is pit box 6.
Well, Rocco mentioned pit stall 6 is the lucky pit stall down there on pit road. And that leads me to the next part of NASCAR Daily. Vegas is all about numbers. It's all about luck and playing the odds. And we're here to play a new card game on Friday's NASCAR Daily to get you in the mood for Las Vegas. And I'm calling this our straight talk, straight stat 4-card draw. Let me break down the rules here. I'm essentially your dealer and I'm going to help you out, but I'm going to draw 4 cards. And if I draw a face card, that's going to be a bold prediction for the weekend. Going out maybe on a sleeper pick or going out on a limb for someone. If I draw an ace, that is my sure bet. It's an ace. It's a sure thing. Safe call. And then if I draw any number within the card deck, I'm going to talk about the driver that goes with that number. For example, a 9, Chase Elliott, an 8, Kyle Busch, so on and so forth. All right, let's draw these. All right, first one is a jack. And it's a face card, which, if you recall correctly, is a bold prediction. My bold prediction for this weekend, and I don't know how bold it is, but the number one of Ross Chastain has had some decent run ins when it comes to Sin City. If you remember correctly, and I'm going to pull up a couple of his stats here so that I make sure that I get these correctly. He has five top tens in the last six races there and a 5.5 average finish in the next gen era at Las Vegas, which leads all drivers in the field. So my bold prediction of my face card is the number one of Ross Chastain will have a good weekend. Next up, I mention him. It's funny how this works. He's like Beetlejuice. You say his name a couple times, and here he is. The eight of Kyle Busch, which is also fitting because he's a hometown hero. He's a Las Vegas boy. Now, this is tough for me because I've been rooting for Rowdy for a very long time to pull back into victory lane, and he hasn't won a cup race at Las Vegas in 16 years. That's older than his son Brexton, basically a 16-year-old. That's a driving age human. He hasn't won there in a very long time. But on the flip side, he's had five top five finishes over the last eight Vegas races. Now, four of those came with Joe Gibbs Racing. And I know what you're saying. What have you done for me lately in the number eight car? But in the fall of 2023, with RCR in the number eight, he finished third. And then last year in the spring race, if you recall correctly, he was the only car that could run up there with the five of Kyle Larson. And then may the luck be ever in your favor at Las Vegas. And fitting that Rocco talked about pit road being so dicey there is he had a pit road penalty, which completely derailed his race. But am I betting on the hometown kid to get it done in Vegas? Maybe. We'll see. Wouldn't that be a storybook ending? This is low hanging fruit. I pulled a five of diamonds here in my card deck, and Kyle Larson is the best at Las Vegas Motor Speedway. The stats will tell you. Christopher Bell may be getting all of the glory this week, and it may be the story of can he go four in a row, but Kyle Larson is the driver to beat entering Sunday's race. He's won two of the last three Vegas races, sweeping all three stages in last year's race. It was a completely dominating spring race for the five of Kyle Larson. He led 181 of 267 laps. He's had three wins there, eight top five finishes, most wins at any track for Larson other than Michigan International Speedway. So I'm not lying when I say that this is Kyle Larson statistically his best racetrack. And Hendrick Motorsports has won five of the last eight Las Vegas races. So Kyle Larson, if you're putting money on anybody, put it on the five. And then an ace. Ace of hearts, no doubt. This is my sure bet. And I know what you're thinking. My sure bet would have been the five of Kyle Larson if I didn't already pull a five here from my deck. But I'm going to go with his teammate of William Byron. He has one win there, three top fives. He is the points leader right now. He's the only driver to lead in every single race we've had so far this season. The momentum for the 24, your Daytona 500 back-to-back champion, is really high right now. He and Rudy Fugle click on all cylinders, especially at the start of every season. I mentioned the Hendrick Motorsports. They're putting all efforts at Las Vegas because they know that this is a track that they're expected to win at. So my sure bet is the old 24 of Willie B. Well, that does it. That's playing the cards, the deck of cards. There we go. They go everywhere. But Las Vegas is up next for the NASCAR Cup Series. And that does it here for us this week on NASCAR Daily. I hope you guys enjoy all of the racing action out there. I'm Alex Weaver. Make sure you subscribe on YouTube and wherever you get your podcast, and then tune in to all the NASCAR Daily takes on the NASCAR channel on Tubi. We'll see you guys next week. Enjoy Las Vegas.